I found you sent me a piece of translation
Yeah,
about your first chapter. I think only a part of your first chapter.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that translation is pretty good. Yeah,
I
at
don't
least
know
it's
because
better than
I don't
mine. Yeah,
understand it. Why do you say it's better than yours?
because some characters, some phrases, and
Huh?
some sentences he or she
Yeah.
used is
Oh,
better. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, as far as I'm concerned. So who is who is
This
she or
one,
who is he?
he's a doctor whom
He,
I met. Yeah, I met this doctor recently, and I don't
doctor.
know very. Yeah, a doctor in China. So I don't know very much about him except that he's an anesthetist, and I can't remember where he comes from, which city. So he read my about the translation. So he said he would be willing to translate it. So I sent it to him. And then today he
Yes,
came back and said he's done the first chapter. Then
yes.
he said,
The-
I hope your student don't laugh at me because his writing is not good and that sort of thing. It's so funny. Anyway, uh,
so
paragraph one to
he's a
three, he said.
doctor of,
Mm,
yeah, yeah, I see.
he's a doctor.
Doctor
Yeah.
for as a degree or as a
No, no, as
career
a
doctor
career, a doctor in the
career.
hospital. He's an
Oh, I see.
anesthetist. Like when you go to hospital, you need an operation, you need the anesthetist to give you the anesthetic so that you don't feel anything during the operation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
see,
he's an
I see.
anesthetist. Yeah. So he wanted to translate it. So I sent it to him, and today he came back with this translation. So I said I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah.
He said he's worried that you might laugh at him. I said, of course he won't laugh at
No,
you. He's so
no,
funny.
no. Because I think, yeah, it's pretty good, and because mm, I think he must read a lot, so he can use very
Oh,
mature
mm.
sentences. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I can't read Chinese, so I don't know what he's writing.
Mm. So he's just reading the other parts of the first
Yeah,
chapter.
I I've, I don't know whether he's finished it or not. So what he sent is only part of the first chapter, is it?
Yes, only the first
Three chap.
paragraphs.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Yeah. I think he's got the whole chapter, so I don't know why he's only doing three paragraphs. I don't know.
Maybe he'll send it the rest of the paragraphs to you later.
Mm. I've got another person who
Mm,
is he studied chemistry and he's
mm,
a software testing engineer. He tested the
mm,
program for a building or something like that. And
mm,
and he wants to translate it, so he's going to try and
mm.
translate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
it's
does
just
he
these two
give
people.
you an uh, translation,
No, not
written
yet.
translation?
No,
Mm,
he will translate it, I imagine, in the next few days because he's very busy. During the day, he
mm,
goes to work, and then in the evening, he goes to English classes. So he's extremely busy. And his wife is studying for a PhD in chemistry.
mm,
So they're very busy.
I see.
But he wants to do the translation as well. So I see what,
Mm,
when he does it, I'll send it to you and see what happens.
mm.
Yeah.
Because I
These are the
also
two people.
translated the
Uh,
first few
chapter.
paragraphs of your
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
chapter. I
paragraphs.
haven't done the whole chapter one,
Yeah.
and I find compare with this person's
This guy.
translation. I think his one, yeah, his is better.
Mm, I don't know. I can't say since
Mm,
there's no way I can compare.
mm,
Yeah. I take your word. You decide. Let's see
mm.
what the other guy says.
Yeah, yeah. I will
Yeah.
compare
Yeah. Compare.
these
Yeah.
translations and
Yeah.
choose the best one.
Yeah.
And also because everyone as his
his own way. Yeah.
way, and in some sentences, um,
How you
someone may have a
interpret it.
better translation. So I will combine
Yeah.
and I find a best, a final version conclude.
Yeah. And I've been looking at the photographs, but the photographs do not appear in my photos. It is only in Google Photos, because Google Photos will keep track of all your photos.
Yes,
But
I see.
my photos in my phone and on my computer don't show it, because I think maybe I didn't upload it, or I changed phone or that sort of thing, but it's not
So
there.
you cannot
No,
find
so
the
I cannot.
photos.
Yeah, I cannot find. I couldn't find the original photos in my photos, but on Google Photos I can find most of them. So I
Yes.
think whatever I took with the camera, not with the camera, mainly with the phone when I was in Chengdu and in the other places, it got recorded on Google Photo. But now I have to go to Google Photo and try and send them to you. So I'll see which
You can
way
share
best.
the photos with
I can
me.
share, but I don't know how to share it, because your name doesn't appear there. Like, for example, if I select a few photos and say share, wait, let me see. Send
I
in
will give
Google
you my
Photos.
Google account. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me a
Okay.
Google account, and then I
Okay. I
can
will
see.
send you my email address used to sign in the Google
Yeah,
account. Okay.
yeah. Because
Just wait a minute.
the other one that you gave me, it doesn't appear here, so I can't do that one.
I see.
Yeah. So if I have your Google account, then I can add you, and I can share the photos that I've selected, and then you can decide which ones.
Yeah.
I find the Google Photos very useful, because when I go click into any photograph, it takes time. But if I click on a photograph, it will give me a heading, like saying this is whatever it is, and then I would have forgotten the name myself, but it will give you a heading or where it is, like
Yeah.
Temple of Heaven or whatever. So that is
Yes.
very
Yeah.
useful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, the Google Photo will help you to group the photos. I don't know,
Oh.
by the by the person,
Yeah.
because of the with the technology of
Yeah.
face
Technology. Yeah.
recognition. Yes,
Yeah.
they'll they recognize the photos
Yeah.
that are belonging to the same person and are
Yeah.
group
And group them together.
group together. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I used
So,
to use Google Photos, but now I have to use the VPN so that I can use it.
yeah.
And
And also, Google Photos next year is taking away the free part. In the past,
yes,
they
yeah.
allow everybody to have it free, but in the next year, they will do away with it. But I
I
subscribe to
remember
it, so
there are two
anyway, so
options.
I
There are two
subscribe to
options.
Google account. So paying the
You
subscription
pay
means
for
that
that.
yeah, I don't lose it. So it is very useful for me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
remember there are two options. Number one is you can upload full,
Yeah.
the original
Yeah.
photos, and if you choose that option, Google Photos will only allow you to upload
Yeah. A
a
minimum amount.
max a
Yeah.
minimum,
Maximum
yeah,
amount.
that's 5 GB,
Oh.
yeah. And
Yeah.
if you uh, upload a compressed one,
Yeah.
which is still pretty clear.
Yeah.
For that option, you can upload photos without limits. But I
Yeah.
think, as you said, the policy has changed. The Google Photos will not allow you to keep uploading unlimited photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another reason I stopped to use Google Photos.
Yeah.
I just there's a counterpart
Yeah.
created by Baidu called Baidu Photos. Baidu is a
Yeah.
counterpart.
It's like a
Yeah.
search engine.
Search engine, yeah, similar to Google. Also put forward, an app called Baidu Photos or something like that. You can also upload unlimited photos there.
Oh.
But I don't know whether after a few years the company will act like Google and will charge you for the storage, for the limit, and it will cancel the policy of unlimited
Yeah.
uploading.
Yeah.
So nowadays I just upload Scenic. They call it Scenic.
What is it? Scenic.
Scenic, Scenic, That app will scenic your photos automatically without any, just like Google Photos, and you can delete, the photos you have in your phones to free your storage on your phone, because you have already scenic, in that app.
Yeah. Anyway, this doctor sent me 2 sentences. And he said he doesn't know how to really translate it properly. So I have sent you the 2 sentences in WeChat. You could perhaps translate it for me.
Okay, I'll say, I'll have a look at it.
Have a look.
So, what's his? So,
What did he
what's his
say?
question?
No, he just wrote that sentence, and I don't know what it means.
He wants to translate into English, or
No. He just say he doesn't know how to translate that sentence properly to me.
what's the context? You sent me 2 messages. The
Yeah.
first one is Chinese. So you
Yeah,
want me to translate the
just translate the Chinese.
into English?
Yeah.
He says he has a feeling of reading the textbook. He has a feeling of reading the textbook, similar to read the textbook.
It's like reading a textbook.
Yeah, it's like reading a textbook. It's pretty good, but I don't know how to express it in English. So that's the translation
The first one.
of the first Chinese sentence. Yeah. And the second one, 我的心情像吃了蜜一样甜. So my mood or my feelings, my mood is like my feelings, my mood.
It's like the joyful mood I felt when I was in school, when I was at school.
Yeah, it describes the mood. I don't know how to describe the mood in English. Can you say my mood is sweet or?
Yeah, joyful.
Joyful. Yeah, joyful.
Yeah.
My mood is joyful.
Elevated.
Like,
that sort of thing. Yeah. Just like you feel when you are at school.
No, it said my mood is joyful, similar to having sugar.
Oh.
Yeah, eating sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So basically, I will send these photos to you later today, and then you can have a look tomorrow.
The
links to me.
Email address to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see that on Skype? Because I've sent it to you.
Oh, on Skype. Okay. Yeah.
And that's my email address, and also I use it for use it to sign in Google account. So I think you can find me
But
by searching
but have you
that
got it in
email
English?
address. Sorry, what did you say?
Your email address, is it in English?
Yes, email address.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. I've got that. Yes. That one is Outlook.
Yes,
Outlook.com. Okay.
but but usually I use that email just to log in or to sign in the
Mm.
Google account. It's not
Oh,
a Google email, but that also works.
okay.
You can have a try and search it and just say whether you
It says
can
no
find
Google
me.
account found. So I think you have to have a Google account.
Okay, let me see. Oh,
Because
just
I
wait a
just
minute.
put
I will
your,
find.
okay.
I will have a look at my Google account. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me see what it is. Prior to that, I have to you I know turn the VPN on.
Oh,
So
maybe
mm,
if I use your no, your QQ
oh,
account, would it
it's
work?
no. Yeah,
No.
I find that the
Ah,
my Google account is okay. I will send to you.
yeah.
It's at gmail.com, not
Yeah.
outlook.com.
Yeah, Gmail. Mm.
Okay. Okay. Wait a minute.
Okay. Okay. Hey.
I don't have. You
Oh,
just ignore the
yeah, yeah.
first. I don't know what it is. The first
Okay.
word is AWEN. You know the
A1 Sisu.
yeah at gmail.com. Yeah.
Okay. So it works, is
So
it? That gmail.com. Yeah. Okay.
so you can find that.
Yeah, yeah. I've got it.
Mm,
Okay. So now I can add you and then I will be able to send the photos to you.
share,
Okay.
yeah.
Share the photos to
Send
you.
the
Okay,
photos to
that's
me.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
As you said, and you said last evening, you found out on the news that the whole London,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah. So what
And
happened there?
because they found out that this new variant of the virus spreads very, very quickly, quicker than it's ever been. So therefore, they've got
Oh,
no
in
choice
the
but
London
to,
area.
yeah, London area and those other areas where it's spreading very fast. So they've put those areas into tier 4, which is the highest tier, and London is included. And we heard the news last night, by which time my son and his girlfriend had already planned to go and visit Nick because they were going to see him to give him his birthday present and that sort of thing. And so he told us, you know, you got presents for our grandsons, just to wrap them and he'll take them over. So we did that, and then he and Marta went over and spent the night there. And in fact, the lockdown started at midnight, but they stayed the night there, so they just came back. So basically, where Nick stays is Hertfordshire, and Hertfordshire is very bad. So we are almost tier 3, I believe, but they now
Does
from
your
tier
son,
3,
younger son live in the
yeah,
London,
in Hertfordshire. It's not London, it's outside London. It is,
outside
it's
London?
like us, yeah, it's out on the outskirts of London. So it is not part of London. It's in a county called Hertfordshire. And the southeast is London, and then you go out to the southeast, and a lot of those boroughs, there are at least over 10 boroughs making up London, and they're scattered
Mm,
all over the outskirts of London, and all those
mm,
areas are very badly infected. So therefore, they've got no
mm,
choice but to cancel the Christmas. And of course, it got a
mm,
lot of criticism from everybody, especially the opposition and the ministers and everybody else, saying, if you
mm.
knew in November, why didn't you do anything? It's very,
Yes.
very difficult because his
Mm,
hands are tied. In November, he couldn't say we have a lockdown then because the the treasurer says, our
mm,
economy is so bad, you cannot have a lockdown
mm,
because
mm,
the country, will go bankrupt or whatever. So therefore,
mm.
he didn't have a lockdown, and he just had the
So,
tier system to control the areas which are badly infected at
mm,
that stage, which is the north.
mm,
But now the north
yeah.
is getting much better since that
Mm,
lockdown in November, and the rest of the
mm,
country are under the tier system. But they
mm,
say, okay, 2nd of December, that tier system stops, and you will then celebrate Christmas for 7 days. But now,
mm,
because of this, what he's discovered about the scientists have discovered that this virus is spreading so rapidly. So therefore,
mm,
the prime minister has to do something. So he said,
mm,
okay, uh, we have tier 4 for those very
mm,
badly infected ones, which includes
mm,
all of London. So that's why last night
mm,
there was chaos in London. Like, you're
mm,
supposed to have self-distancing, but the trains and the underground, they were filled with people trying to leave London to go to
mm.
the
So
to the
after
west.
after the midnight, people cannot leave London.
They're not
Can
supposed
they
to leave.
leave?
They're
Mm,
not supposed to leave London and any other county which is under tier 4.
tier four.
Yeah, tier 4 is the worst one. So all those are
So
under tier
what's the
4.
difference between the new introduced tier four with the
Tier 4,
previous
that means you
tier
cannot
three?
mingle at all. Tier 4, you got to stay at home altogether. You cannot even
Mm,
go out and meet anybody, because if you do, you will
oh,
spread it.
even in the Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas definitely not. So therefore, Nick, who
Mm,
had planned to come and see us on the 23rd, he cannot come. He was going to stay 2 nights
oh,
and then on Christmas Day go to her father's. But now he cannot because they are in tier 4, and the father is in a town called Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire,
mm,
and they are also tier 4. So therefore,
mm.
nobody can move.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so terrible. But
But
I
yeah,
agree with
the
the
announcement was too late because people have already made their plans for
Yeah, I know,
Christmas.
but it can't be
Mm,
helped. If suddenly they discover that, it is
mm,
shooting up, you have to do something. Because if you allow them
yes.
to have 7 days of celebration and going
Mm,
everywhere, they're going to spread it.
yes.
And they're going to go rocket up. And then there are not enough beds in the hospital. People will die and, all that sort of thing. It's worse than the first wave. So
Mm,
they have to do something. So of course, the prime minister gets the worst of the criticism, like,
mm,
what are you not doing anything? You're hopeless, blah blah blah.
mm,
So,
mm,
but I'm glad he said no Christmas,
mm,
and you can't have Christmas apart from in your own bubble. Like, if you're not in the tier 4, you can meet
mm.
um one bubble. That means if you have a bubble with one family, you can then meet together. But you can't
Yeah.
meet with 2 or 3, 4 families. You can't.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So what's your what what's the tier in your
I think
city?
we are tier 3, tier
Tier
2 to tier
three.
3. It's between tier 2
Mm,
and 3. I'm not even sure. But
mm,
meaning that we can see people outside, and we can
mm.
um, but people from tier 4 which are surrounding us, they can't come to us.
Oh.
And hairdressers are closed, so you can't go to the hairdresser, you can't go to the gym,
Um,
you can't go to
mm,
various places, you can't go to shops, they're all closed.
mm.
So the only things which are open are the um, supermarkets which are online. And I think the
Oh.
supermarkets are open to collect. You can go and pick up stuff, And you can also go to the
Mm.
supermarket to buy things, but you have to self-distancing. But you just
Oh, I
cannot
see.
meet in anybody's household. You can meet outside in the park, but you cannot meet in the house because they feel that you might just pass it on.
I see.
Very bad.
So in that way, the economy, I think,
Of
would
course, it's
be
going to get worse.
worse.
Yeah,
Get worse.
get worse. But you see, if his hands were tied up and he could not listen, and people were criticizing, they say, oh, you listen to the scientists are just giving you a bleak picture, it's not true. So now they see it's true. You see,
Yeah.
people are like that, they don't believe. And because it's a democratic country, everything has to go through parliament. So if he wants to shut down things, he's got to pass it through parliament for the houses, the House of Parliament, the Commons, to vote on it. If it votes gets through, then they can pass it. But now this particular one, he's not calling the ministers back to vote. He's just passing it because it is critical.
Yes.
So critical.
Yeah. So how's the lockdown will be lifted? The tier 4.
Tier 4, it'll be lifted after Christmas in 2 weeks. They will look at the figures, you see, because they've got lots of scientists who are working on it. So they will compare the figures and they will draw the graph. And based on that, I mean, they will criticize and say, why listen to the scientists? They're exaggerating the problem. But you have to, because otherwise,
I think so.
you just have to go to the hospitals and see the people dying and see all the beds being taken up. Then you know that there's something in it. People don't believe, you see. That's why if they don't believe, you have to send them to the hospital and let them see for themselves.
I can't stand those people's,
feelings. They said we prepared so
yeah,
many
comments.
months for this and all that. Yeah, the economy, you can understand.
Number one is that they don't want to be
Yeah.
locked down in
Yeah, because
at
the people
home.
say if we don't
They
go to
want to go
work, we
out.
lose our jobs and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another consideration.
That's
I
another
think
situation.
the
Yeah.
most important. Yeah, because if the lockdown is is carried out, and many people have to work from home.
Yeah.
And
They
other
lose.
people.
Yeah. Some people have lost their
And
jobs.
yes, so and that's also bad for the economy.
Yeah.
And the politicians are also
They're
not
tight,
willing
you see.
to.
They are tight because if they, the Tory party, which is the Conservatives, they are
Yes, I know.
disorganized and they are not together. So even the backbenchers, that means the people not in the cabinet but in the Tory party, they are always bickering and they don't agree. And if they don't have a united front, how can you pass rules and how can you make up minds? They're always angry because they say, oh, we don't know anything. All they do is the cabinet decides on all these things without consulting us. So they should, um, let us debate it and then let us vote on it. And then if the vote goes through, then only it is passed. But at the moment, it's so bad. So there's no way that they have a vote because, the figures already show it. And the other issue at the moment is this Brexit. Because if the Brexit cannot come to an agreement by the end of December, then we will go through without any deal. So that's it. Yeah, two bad things at once. Yeah.
So usually, how many days would be off? For the holiday.
Christmas. Usually at Christmas, people will get Christmas Eve 24th, Christmas Day 25th, and Boxing Day, which is 26th. They will get those 3 days off as bank holidays. No, Christmas Eve they don't get off. They get Christmas Day off and Boxing Day. Those are the 2 days they get off. But normally in companies, people usually take the week leading up to Christmas off as part of their holidays so that they can have a longer break.
So usually people will have a week, at least a week
around a week,
holiday. Mm,
they take some of their own holidays off in that
mm,
period to
yeah.
combine with the official bank
Mm.
holidays.
So the national holiday, national day off for Christmas
Christmas.
is
It's basically
for 3 days,
no, it's only 25th and 26th.
25th and 26th.
Unless
And how
it,
about New Year?
unless it
Mm.
New Year is the same. It will only on New
Mm.
Year's Day. But
Oh, I
if, for
see.
example,
Mm.
Christmas and Boxing Day falls over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday,
Mm.
then therefore Monday and Tuesday will be off.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. In
yeah,
China, people usually have a 7 day long holiday
yeah,
for the Spring Festival.
yeah,
Seven,
yeah. And then your national holidays.
yes, national holiday and other traditional festivals.
Yeah,
We will have a 1 day off. Usually,
yeah,
uh, uh, it will, how to say that, connected with the weekend. So usually
yeah,
we will have 3 days off
yeah.
for some traditional festivals like Mid-Autumn festivals
Yes, yeah,
and other festivals. Yeah.
that's true. So basically, when it
Mm.
comes to a translation, do you
Mm.
translate it yourself or do you need a software to help you translate?
Um, at first, I translate the first chapter. I think the first paragraphs, of the first chapter, with the help of some software.
Yeah,
But I
mm,
found
it wasn't
I
very
found in
helpful.
that way, yeah, it even took you a longer
Yeah,
time to finish, yeah, the translation. And later, I had a try to translate the paragraphs on my own.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
without the help. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, let's see how it goes. If it's
Mm.
too troublesome or if it takes up too much of your time, then don't worry about it.
Um, just as I said, I will translate
Yeah,
some paragraphs. Yeah, some paragraphs when
yeah,
I'm free. So
yeah,
because uh, there's not a deadline for your
yeah. No deadline, of
uh,
course.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So because you are still writing, and I
yeah,
will try
exactly.
to catch up your
Yeah,
how's that,
don't worry.
your,
Catch up with my progress with my
yeah,
schedule.
program, your
Yeah,
plan, yeah, schedule. Mhm. And there's a thing I think I have to tell you is that because the winter vacation is coming, I think it's at the end, at the beginning of January,
ah,
this
yeah.
school term will be ended, and the
Oh,
winter vacation will come. And there's a part-time job
oh,
teaching small teaching, I
children.
think primary school students, yeah,
Yeah,
two or I don't know how many
yeah.
primary school students,
Where
teach
are
them
they?
English
Yeah.
in a institution. English,
Oh,
I know how after class, how to
yeah.
call that?
After
After
class, yeah.
class
Mm.
English,
Activity.
after class courses, or
Yeah.
yeah, which
After
is
class,
very
yeah. After
expensive.
school. Oh,
After class school, yeah, because there are lots of after class activities or
activities. Yeah. So
courses.
is it
Yeah,
near
for
your place?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know the specific, the
Yeah.
detailed place, but it's in Shanghai. I think it's another region, another
Oh,
area.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe it takes me an hour,
Oh,
because it's very normal in Shanghai
yeah. To travel around an hour.
to commute. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, for an hour, and that pilot job requires me to teach those students in in full English, teach them the English grammars, because they're only primary school students, and they and it's that they say they said they are the students from the international
Mm.
schools. So
Yeah.
in their schools, many of their courses are taught
In
by
English.
English.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, in English, yeah. So they may have a good
Background
command
or foundation.
background of English, but I think that's but the mother tongue their uh, mother tongue is still Chinese,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
they still have to to learn the basic. That that's not like your you know your school, yeah,
Yeah.
in Malaysia, yeah,
Yeah.
because as you say, yeah, all the
So are
mm,
you going to be paid well?
and it's about not so well. It's about 150 RMB per hour,
Oh.
and each time the course will last for 2 hours. So
Oh.
each time they will pay me 300 RMB for two
Yeah.
hours. But
Oh.
that's better than the internship because
Yeah. It's true.
actually they're not the same kind of
Yeah.
jobs. They're,
Yeah.
the English is the part-time job, but the
Yeah.
internship is an internship. The internship,
Yeah.
the company will only pay me 150 for a day,
Oh dear.
RMB.
Mm. Yeah. So how many hours would they need you? Is it like 2 hours a day?
2 hours for one time, and
Each time?
uh, for each time, and the whole course will last for would have I think 15 times, so
Yeah.
30 hours in
Oh.
total. The
Yeah.
schedule, yeah, it's
Mm.
like that. But
Yeah.
maybe that maybe it may be changed
Yeah.
according to some some
So it's good.
factors.
Will they give you
But
a book to teach, or they got
yes,
their
lots
own
of
system?
books.
Yeah.
Yes,
That is
but
easy to follow.
I don't know because they ask me to teach them in English, teach them grammars.
Yeah.
The past, the
The
present,
tenses. The
tense,
tenses.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. It's very easy.
I never.
No, all you
Is
got to
that
do is
easy?
if yeah, it's very, very easy. If you don't have a book, you can look at the internet, but basically you would use very, very simple um, tenses like sentences, like saying the verb to be is I am. So I am a boy, I am a girl, and they may not understand the am because it is like you it's like you cannot touch it, so it's difficult. But then you can just say the present tense. The verb is a doing action. So I eat an apple, so that is present. Then you teach them eat. I eat an apple. I drink coffee. I walk to school. Don't worry about the preposition that you have to put in. They just need to know that that is present tense, meaning the simplest present tense is present um, simple present. So I eat, I
Simple
drink.
present. Yeah.
So that is, you just give lots and lots of examples and get them to say it. What are you doing? If they don't understand what are you doing, you explain that in Chinese, and then they have to say, I eat, an apple. But if you want to then go on to the next one, you will say, what are you doing? I am writing in my book. I'm writing a picture. I'm drawing a picture. So drawing is the verb, also present, only is continuous. But you don't have to explain to them continuous because it's too complicated for them to understand. But all you have to do is I am eating, I eat. So those are present tense. That's enough. So they will soon get the hang of it. If you bring more and more examples, go to the door. all the very simple things that you can find in the classroom. Sit
Yes,
on your chair.
I think the course for present tense is uh, easy, but they also asked me to
Ah,
teach them other tenses, like
all right.
those complicated
Yesterday,
tenses. This,
yesterday, what did you do
mm,
yesterday? Yesterday,
mm,
I
the
went.
past tense, yeah.
Yeah, past tense.
Mm,
You
mm,
need those two tenses. What did you do?
mm,
Yesterday, I
mm,
went to the cinema with my father.
mm,
Yesterday, I went
mm,
to school. So you keep on
mm,
using that word went. Today, I go to
mm,
school. Did you go to school yesterday? Then you say, I went to school yesterday. So you just have to drum into them. I go, I went. I went to
mm,
buy a book. I went to the shop. So if they
mm,
say 100 times, they will know that today I have to use go or going. Yesterday, I
mm,
went. So I went to the cinema, I went to the market, I went whatever. So they know these
mm,
two words. And if you let them make examples, each and every one must make a sentence. And
mm,
you can spend a time will pass if you go through each person and ask them the same question. What did you do? I am eating a banana. I eat a banana. Like you show them, you say, I eat a banana or I'm eating a banana. It's almost the same. I'm
mm,
eating, that means you're actually doing it now. I eat a banana.
yes.
I eat a banana for my breakfast, but I'm eating it
Mm,
and the action is now. So they will get used to saying I eat and I'm eating, putting the ing without knowing the technical um, explanation of putting an ing to it. Because if they use it
mm,
regularly, they will know when to
mm,
use it and when to use eating. I go to
mm,
school. I'm going to school. I go to the train station. I'm going to the
mm,
train station now. So you just
mm,
have to keep on using those two words, the
mm,
the eat and eating. And then the past
mm,
tense is the same. I went to the pictures, I went to school, I the dog ate, the dog ate his breakfast, all those simple words. And if you use them over and over again, they don't even know, and at that age they don't understand, but they will know how to use it. Because if you ask
mm,
them, they should be able to explain or to give you the answer. And that's the most
mm,
important thing, to ask a question and to
mm,
give an answer.
mm.
Because otherwise
Yes.
it's no point teaching them so many things about grammar and they don't understand it.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
just show by example, it will just go into the head
Mm,
without them realizing it's grammar.
mm,
So you just have to test it and test the
mm,
system. That's how it works. If you just go by the book,
yeah.
there are too many things to learn.
Yes, because even it's even in Chinese, it's very hard for
Yeah,
primary students to understand the grammars
yeah,
because there are so many
mm,
terms and
yeah,
you know grammar knowledge because
yeah,
most of the people don't have to learn the grammar.
yeah,
Like for Chinese, most of us have never ever learned the grammar, but
yeah,
we can use it. We can use it
yeah.
correctly.
Because you know
Mm,
it's your mother tongue. Because
mm,
by using,
yes.
you will know when to use the
Mm,
ing and when to use the present tense and when to use the past tense. You don't even need to know
mm,
what is present tense and what is past tense, because it's your
mm,
language. Automatically, you know how to say it.
mm.
It's like the
And
children, the
mm,
local children are the same.
mm,
They don't need to
yeah.
learn grammar because they just know
Mm,
what to say.
mm. And that's the past tense and the present tense, and I think they're easy to understand. But for those more complicated tenses, like I have
Then the next one,
eaten, I have eaten.
no,
Mm,
then the next one is I will go. The most important is I will and she will and he will. So
mm,
you just concentrate on the three: I will, he will, she will, we will. We will go
mm,
to school next year. We will go to Beijing next summer. So the will is
mm.
there. And by saying will, it means that it's something that will happen in the future.
The
And you
future,
just give
yeah.
the, yeah, the one example, I will be eating at your place tomorrow, at the tomorrow, to show that I will be eating at your house tomorrow. I will go with you
Yes.
to the doctor. I will come to
Mm,
your house tomorrow. So they know that
mm,
I will. They've got to add the will. By adding the will, it is to say is in the future.
mm.
Yeah. And that's all they need to know.
And
The three
mm,
simple tenses: present, past, and future.
that's the basic
They're very basic.
tenses.
And once they
And
they
they
know the
also want,
three,
mm,
mm,
mm, and they also want me to teach them the other tenses.
yeah, I
You
have
know,
eaten.
yeah, have eaten and have, and
Yeah, I
how
have
do you
done.
call
Have
that?
you done your
What?
homework? I have finished my
Mm,
homework. I've Have you eaten your dinner? I have eaten my dinner
mm,
before I came. So you just
mm,
put the have there. That's why if you have
mm.
a, maybe I can send you some pictures of the basic grammar. I've got one basic grammar book for foreigners, and you can just
Oh,
look at it. Yeah, because
mm,
I was going to teach one foreign person, but I
mm,
lost interest. But I bought the book so you can have a look.
oh,
Yeah, so I will send you the pages, and then
mm,
you can give examples. It's very, very simple.
mm. Okay. And so, what did you teach when you? So you taught English when
Actually,
you were a teacher.
when I was a teacher, um, I only taught for a few years, and that was it. But I taught the kids who were about 7 to 8 year old, and
Mm,
those kids you have to teach all the subject. You have to teach English, geography, history,
mm,
maths, everything. And it was very
oh,
easy because I felt that at 7 years old, you can throw
mm,
anything at them and they will just take it because they are interested. And you
mm,
have to make it interesting by telling them stories.
yeah.
So I just found that, all the kids that have come through, I've managed to keep that interest up. And that's what it is. Sometimes you got to play a game with them. Like, think of a game that you can
Yeah,
play with the children. Like
yeah.
when I was in Taiwan, with the young
Mm,
kids, they were about 7 years old. And
yeah.
we played games with them in the classroom. And
So what
they
kind of
run about.
games?
It's like go and fetch something, and they all take turns to do things. Like
Mm,
somebody might hide, and then you ask them to go and find it. So they had a whale of a time because they were so boisterous. Those kids at that age, I've got some pictures of them
mm,
jumping up and down, and they
yeah,
really enjoy it. Yeah. So
yeah.
I think if you play some games with them, they would like it because they don't
I
realize that
see.
they are actually learning, but
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
course of it, you are learning. I see if I can find something for you as well about games for children.
Mm,
Yeah. They
yeah,
just
okay.
love having a game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise it becomes very boring
Yeah, yeah. Especially for the
at the
grammars.
age. Yeah.
Yeah, at age.
Like, for
So,
example, you can make cards and just the card: I
mm,
eat, I have eaten, and I will eat. So you ask them to pick up the right card. I eat an
mm,
apple. Have you eaten? You said, then they will have to pick I have eaten. So after
mm,
doing that a few times and letting everybody have a go, they will remember it.
mm. Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah. I
So,
think you will enjoy it.
uh, mm, I think it's still a challenge for me,
Yeah.
and I should have a preparation for it because and it doesn't start until the winter vacation
Yeah.
begins. Yeah, I think it's in the January.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. I mean, like when I was in Taiwan, and
mm,
because I cannot speak Chinese, so Philip found me
mm,
those two places and he came along with
mm,
me, and he stayed
mm,
during the hour with me while I
mm.
was teaching them. And if, for
Yes.
example, the kids cannot understand the English, I
Mm,
write it on the board and then he will explain
mm,
it so that they
mm.
know what it's all about. And because there's
Oh,
somebody
I
there
see.
who will do the translation, they accept
Yeah,
him
yeah,
because they really like
yeah.
him. And You know,
Yeah.
he's a very
It's like
likable
the
person.
assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, just like the assistant.
Mm,
Yeah. And in the
yeah.
end, they really liked him and played with him.
Mm,
So it was good fun.
mm.
I think it gave him, you
So
know, something to do.
did all the 7 to 8 years students understand English? Your English?
You mean the kids in Taiwan?
The kids, yeah.
Oh, they only understand if he translates. If he translates, then they will understand it. And
Mm,
I got them to come up in pairs to act
mm,
um, to act the scene. Like one
mm,
person will ask the other person, "What is your name?
mm,
Tell me something,"
mm,
and they will act it
mm,
out, and they really had good fun. And then another
mm,
game that we played was somebody would come out and they would pretend to be a fish or something, and then the rest of the
mm,
class will say what the person is doing, and they were just
mm.
having such a good time because kids like
Yes.
this sort of thing.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially the young kids, very very
Mm.
boisterous.
So,
Yeah.
so which kind of places there, for to teach, it's also the after class
Yeah, it was an after school
activities,
club, an after school
after
club
school
during
club
the holidays.
mm,
Yes, because
during the
the first,
holidays. Mm,
yeah, it was summer holidays, and these kids maybe they have nowhere to go. So they go to the
mm,
center and they run
mm,
these classes for them. So he found this
mm,
one for me, and we
mm.
went there, a few times a week.
Actually,
And
it's not a commercial after class club.
no, I
It's
don't think the
just
kids paid much at all. They're just
uh,
very, very normal kids. And, you know, it
mm,
happened to be a Christian
mm,
organization, but I don't think, it was much to do with religion. It's just to have the kids to go to a place during the school holidays. Yeah.
that's good. That's
And the
because
other one,
in
again,
China, yeah.
mm,
Mm,
the other
I mean,
one,
China,
again, sorry.
yes, you see,
The other
you
one
say, please.
again was a
Mm,
Christian church, but
mm,
the children will just come. They are older kids, and they just come
mm,
because it's a free lesson. So they're very happy
mm,
to have the lesson, and there
yes,
are only a few of them.
yeah. Mm.
So it was good fun.
But in China, if you
Uh,
teach in such after
yeah,
class courses, yeah, you will probably earn a lot of money because that's
yeah,
so expensive,
mm,
especially for foreign teachers. There
yeah.
are
I
lots
can
of
imagine.
foreign teachers
Mm,
teaching
yeah,
English for the
yeah,
after class clubs or courses activities.
yeah.
Yeah, the demand for learning English of
It's huge.
of those students, yeah, so huge.
Yeah,
Um, there, I heard that my cousin, who
yeah,
is only 6 or 7 years old in the first year of his primary schools, and he would have a English lesson, after class, after school English
yeah,
lesson, which is taught by a foreigner, black,
yeah,
yeah, but I think the black man is a native speaker,
yeah,
and it, many of his colleagues also attend such
yeah,
courses. I think it must be very expensive.
yeah. I can imagine. You know, it is a big thing in China to
Mm,
go to for these classes.
mm,
But in Taiwan, maybe there are such classes, but we were in a small town, and he just went out of his way to find me somewhere where
mm,
could just do it for nothing. And so he
mm,
found me these two places, and
I
it
see.
didn't cost the children anything, and they were such
Mm,
lovely kids. So I
yeah,
think children everywhere are very, very nice. They're
yeah,
so innocent and no inhibitions, and they just enjoy themselves.
mm, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see how it goes, and you know,
Yeah,
and I will
but
send you the pictures.
I've never, yeah, yeah,
Huh?
but I've never taught in such
An
classes
environment.
and environment. Yeah, mm, I'm
I
still
think
a little
I
bit
think
nervous.
I think after the first day you'll be fine. Just imagine
Mm,
they are your little relatives, and you are teaching them.
mm,
It's like I hadn't been home for some years, and
mm,
my my nephew at home,
mm,
not this brother but the another brother, they've got the two kids I
mm,
told you, and they don't
mm,
even remember me because it's been some years since I went back. But
mm.
they have
Yes.
lots of tuition, and they go to a Chinese school, and
Mm,
they speak English at home. So you can imagine
mm.
that, that English is
The
very good
English,
compared with
yeah.
the other kids. But
Mm,
even then,
yeah.
I find, they're not good at writing at all. You know,
Mm,
despite all the tuition that they had, the parents paid a
mm,
lot of money for them to have after school tuition because everybody does that. They just go for English
yeah.
tuition and all the other
Mm,
tuition, maths and science and Malay and everything
yes, yeah.
else. So
Yeah, exactly.
after
Yeah.
all the tuition, I find that they're not good. And now the older boy, he's going to be 11 years old,
Mm,
so he's going to go to an
mm,
international school, and
mm,
his grandfather, who is my brother, asked me, "Do you have time to teach Isaac and Becky?"
mm.
Mainly Isaac because he's going to the international school. So
International,
I said,
yeah.
"Yeah." So I said, "I don't really because I'm very busy with writing my book." And although I
Mm,
like him a lot, and he's a very nice kid
mm.
and very sweet, but I don't like his father. That's
Oh.
my yeah, my brother's um,
Mm,
son, because he's got a job with Google, and he
yeah.
he acts as if he's so doing so well, and it annoys me
Yeah.
because he's so ungrateful. I'm doing all this for nothing, and you know his wife is even worse. She does nothing. She's a beautician, so she will
Uh,
do all the to do with beauty, and she just
mm,
doesn't spend time with the children. So my brother,
mm,
he goes out and buy food for them and does things for them. They've got a maid in the house, but the two kids, they're really lovely kids, especially the little girl. The little girl is only
mm,
8 years old, but she is very, very sweet. And even though she cannot remember me at all, because the last time I saw her was when she
mm.
was about 2 years old or less.
Oh.
And of course, she can't
Mm,
remember me. But
yes.
even just seeing me on Skype and having the lesson, she is so typical child. She just accepts you, and she always tells me, "Auntie May, you're the best teacher I've ever had." And she's really,
Mm,
really very sweet like that. But
yeah.
I really don't want to teach them because I just feel the parents are so ungrateful. And I only did it for my
Mm,
brother's sake because he asked me. And I like the children, and my
mm,
sister always told me, just do it for the children. They're so nice. Just ignore
mm,
the parents. But this
yeah.
time, I just told my brother, I said, I just don't have time, because I'm
Yeah.
busy doing this thing. So, and also I have to do my cooking and this and that. So I just
Mm,
don't have much time.
mm.
It's very difficult.
So, so will you go back to Malaysia every year to unite
No, I
with them?
haven't gone back for a few years because ever since I started going to China, I decided I
Mm,
won't go back to Malaysia because in the previous years, like I told you that
mm,
year when 2015, I went to
mm.
China, and then at the end of
Yes.
it, Xi'an was boiling. I realized that my face was all red and very, very like raw, like you're sunburned by the time I left
Mm,
because I was ill. And then I took the plane all the way to Thailand to see my Thai
mm,
friend, and she took me to the
yeah.
coast because a friend drove us, and I stayed over a week with them. And then after that, I went to
Mm,
Malaysia for 2 more weeks, and then I came back to England. So I used to
mm,
go a round trip, buy a ticket to Malaysia, and go to wherever I wanted, and then come back to Malaysia, and then come back to England. But then because my husband
mm,
said you're spending too much time away, 3 months
mm,
is too much. So in the end, I had to cut it down.
mm,
So now I just went for a month, but I only restrict it to China because there's so
mm,
much I want to see in China. And I don't
yeah.
want to go back to Malaysia because although I can see my brother and not the one with the two kids, is
Mm,
my brother with two boys who are working.
yeah. The
And
Singapore.
I
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
no the one um who are working
You
in
know,
KL.
one of them. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he didn't go to Singapore. He's working in KL, and
Oh.
both of them are working in KL, and they're both qualified accountants. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go
I
and
know.
stay with them, but I don't go and stay with the others. So I stayed with that brother who has got two grandchildren, the boy and girl that I'm talking about. Um, his eldest son, they have a house, and that year when I went back, I can't remember which year, I I went and stayed there and looked after the little baby who was only a few months old. And they have to go to work. So I agreed to stay in the house and look after the baby. So I had to be up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And when this,
Oh.
and then they have to go to work so early to catch the drive in. So after they've gone, the baby would wake up, and then I would have to get the milk ready, the bottle of milk. And if I don't get it ready, the baby will be screaming. So I had to hurry up,
Yeah.
get the milk ready, take it upstairs, and then he would wake up, and I'll give him his milk, and then he would give me the most lovely smile. He's very, very happy. And then after that,
Yeah.
I would change him, and then um, put him back to bed. And I did that for a few weeks, and then I finished off with them. And a year or two ago, 2 years ago, they came to visit us. And this little boy, who was then maybe about 5 years old, and they said, "Go up to Auntie May and say hello to her and give her a cuddle." And he came because, you know, and they were so surprised because as if there's a bond between him and me because
Yeah.
of the time I looked after him when he was a baby. But he's a lovely kid. But I tell you, the mother is so loony. I mean,
Yeah.
loony in the sense that she's mad because she came from a Chinese school and she just gives that kid thousands of Chinese characters and he knows thousands. She gives him the flashcards and he knows all the characters. I just can't believe it. My sister says that, he will get burned out because you shouldn't force him so much down his throat. You know, me, a grown up, I can't even learn those characters, and he knows thousands of them. It's so ridiculous. But maybe
So,
he's interested.
does he use the characters in daily life? So, will
No,
he
no,
speak
it's just extra.
Chinese?
He will
Uh,
speak English all the time, but he is
uh,
going to go to a Chinese school.
mm,
In January, he'll go to a Chinese school to start school, but he already knows everything because he's doing lots and lots of homework and all in English, and he's doing all this extra Chinese because she teaches him.
his mother teach
Yeah,
him
yeah,
Chinese. Yeah.
yeah, and she just forces it everything, and he's just a good boy. Uh, he will just accept everything. And my brother,
Yeah.
that's the grandfather, he was very
Yeah.
nice to this little kid, and he lets him play on his tablet. And the mother told him off. Why do you let him play on your tablet? He's not allowed to play games. Then my brother tried to
His mother is very strict. Yeah.
very strict and terrible. Don't
Maybe it's
like her
good
at all.
for maybe it's good for the child because many I heard that many how's it that
My children.
Chinese who has immigrated to another country and their children,
Parents are so strict.
I mean their children,
Uh,
uh, don't have an environment of Chinese. So that
yeah.
although the parents can speak Chinese, but
Mm,
their children cannot speak
yeah.
any Chinese.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
usually, yeah, and after their children go to China or go back to Taiwan, because
Yeah.
usually most of them will go live or have or study there, and they find they cannot speak
Yeah, they
any
can't. Yeah.
Chinese. And at that time, they regret that their
They
parents
didn't taught them. Yeah.
didn't teach them, yeah, Chinese when they
That's
were
true.
young. Yeah.
But the other thing to note is that children who are brought up overseas, like Chinese children, they have got an environment where it's a Western society. And even though when they come home, the parents will teach them their culture, which they will retain, but they are also influenced by the Western culture. And they will grow up
Yes.
and they wouldn't want to go back to China or to Taiwan or to any of those countries because they are so westernized. It's like, for example,
Mm,
my sister's son, they are Chinese,
mm,
but he is totally westernized. And
mm,
although he can speak the Cantonese, but his whole thinking is all Western because that's the way
mm.
he's brought up in that environment here.
Oh,
And
I
the
see.
same with my kids. Although I teach them and their culture is, I mean,
Mm,
my Joe would always say I'm Chinese, so that's how I am. I'm an individual. But basically,
mm,
his thinking is all Westernized because they've
mm,
been brought up to school in a school here, and all their friends
mm,
are Westerners, so they're bound to have that way of
mm.
thinking, even though they may
Yes.
retain your Chinese culture because you've taught them that. But the main thing
Mm,
is what they've retained is they will just do good to everybody, and that's the
mm.
number one thing. But the
Yeah.
whole way of thinking is all westernized, but they don't go
Yeah.
extreme. They won't go like some of the westerners, like they're really really bad, but they don't want
Mm,
adopt those kind of attitude.
mm,
But but as I say, they will never go back.
mm,
It's like my sister's son. He will never go to
mm.
Malaysia because he's brought up in this country and he was born in this
Yes.
country, so
Mm,
everything about him is English, and his
mm.
wife is Sri Lankan. That means the parents came from Sri Lanka, but
Yeah.
she was brought up in this country just like him. So she's also
Mm.
very, very westernized. Although she's
Oh, I
Hindu,
see.
but she doesn't practice the religion. She would just not eat
Mm,
beef because Hindus do not
mm.
eat beef. But apart
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
that, apart from that, she's also very
Mm,
westernized. Yeah,
mm. Okay.
yeah. Okay, I think we ought to
Okay.
stop there because it's late for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have to stop here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I will send you
maybe.
the photos
Mm,
there, and
yeah.
I'll see if other people can
Yeah.
can translate, and then I can pass them to you, and you can
Mm,
select what you want, and then put them on some
yes.
platforms.
Okay. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
do that. Mm.
but don't
So
don't waste too much time because I know you don't
yes.
have a lot of time, so it's not important.
Mm,
In time it
mm.
can be done. If
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
make it
I
into an
understand
ebook,
that.
I
Mm.
don't have to put the translation in
Oh, I
because I
see.
don't think with an ebook, I don't know how whether you can put in Chinese translation or not. I don't know about that.
Uh, Usually, it depends on which platform you
Yeah.
upload it on. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Anyway, that
Okay.
is
So,
something that
mm,
to think about in the future.
okay.
Okay.
So see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See
See you
you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So goodbye.
Okay. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.